Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. With his crinkled smile, breezy tunes and barefoot stage presence, Jimmy Buffett encompassed the persona of a beach bum. But a 50-plus-year recording career that spawned unparalleled devotion from fans, as well as branded restaurants, books, beer, resorts, a Broadway show and cruise line established Buffett as a bona fide mogul. The Margaritaville icon died Friday from Merkel cell skin cancer, which he had battled for 4 years, according to a statement on his official website. He was 76. The statement reads: the singer died peacefully, surrounded by his family, friends, music, and dogs. He lived his life like a song till the very last breath, and will be missed beyond measure by so many. Buffett struggled with an undisclosed health issue starting in 2022, when he was hospitalized and forced to cancel several shows. In May and June 2023, he canceled more concerts after revealing he was back in the hospital to address some issues that needed immediate attention. It was a striking admission from the road warrior, whose summer tours attracted swarms of devotees, known as Paratheads. His fan base is legendary, with hundreds of Parathead Club chapters around the country whose members trek to multiple concerts adorned in Hawaiian shirts and hats, bearing the tropical motif of Buffett's songs. Celebrities mourn lost: Jimmy Buffett remembered by Elton John, Kenny Chesney, Brian Wilson. A lovely man gone way too soon. Along with his 1977 breakthrough Margaritaville, the languid ode to relaxation with a buzzy bent that was submitted to the National Recording Registry in 2023, Buffett penned a bonanza of pop culture staples in the 1970s and 1980s. Come Monday, Cheeseburger in Paradise, Changes in Latitudes, Changes in Attitudes, A Pirate Looks at 40, and Pencil-Thin Mustache were alternately contemplative and silly, but all bore Buffett's signature sound that became known as trop rock, or, as Buffett called it, Gulf and Western, with acoustic guitar, steel drums, and pedal steel guitar injected into their backbone. Born on Christmas Day 1946 in Pascagoula, Mississippi, Buffett grew up in nearby Mobile, Alabama, where he developed a love of sailing from his grandfather. He started playing guitar while at Auburn University and subsequently moved to Nashville to release his first country album, Down to Earth, in 1970. But it was a 1971 trip to Key West with fellow country music singer-songwriter Jerry Jeff Walker, Mr. Bojangles, that altered Buffett's musical direction from outlaw country to calypso folk pop. While Buffett bred a persona of lackadaisical living through his light-hearted songs that offered fans a musical escape hatch from real life, he was also asserting his business acumen. He opened his first Margaritaville store in Key West in 1985 and followed it 2 years later with a nearby Margaritaville cafe. Since that initial endeavor, Buffett built an empire encompassing apparel, resorts, restaurants, including 5 Ohms Clock Somewhere Bar and Grill and Landshark Bar and Grill, beer, Landshark Lager, casinos, a radio station, Radio Margaritaville, on Sirius XM, and retirement communities dubbed Latitude Margaritaville. In 2017, Forbes estimated that the Margaritaville global lifestyle brand had more than $4.8 billion in the development pipeline and garnered $1.5 billion in annual sales. As of June 2023, Forbes listed Buffett's worth at $1 billion. If you're an artist, if you want to have control of your life, then you gotta be a businessman, like it or not, Buffett told Forbes in 1994. So the businessman evolved out of being an artist. Buffett told USA Today in 2022 that being a sponge of ideas helped him determine his numerous business ventures. It's that unexpected phone call that comes along and you say, "That sounds interesting." It's got to be the right time, the right feeling, and there has to be a lot of luck in it too. But Buffett's business building didn't quash his creative endeavors. In addition to his 30 albums, he launched Margaritaville Records in the early 90s, wrote several fiction books, including the bestsellers Tales from Margaritaville and Where is Joe Merchant, and dabbled in film and TV via musical contributions, Fast Times at Ridgemont High, Urban Cowboy, and cameos, Jurassic World, NCIS, New Orleans. In 2018, Escape to Margaritaville debuted on Broadway to mixed reviews and closed after 5 months. The musical continued as a touring production. With the 2020 release of his final album, Life on the Flip Side, Buffett spoke about the song Live Like It's Your Last Day, which he said was inspired by his 1994 plane crash and a stage fall in close calls, and I'm still here, he told USA Today. So I think I've been living like it could be my last day for a long time. In his 35 years as MC of The Price is Right, Bob Barker changed in only one appreciable way. He stopped dyeing his hair in the early 1990s, 2 decades into the game show's long and storied run. Nearly everything else about Barker, his tanned and light looks, his avuncular ease with contestants, his witty rapport with the audience remained the same. Even the CBS set where Price had been taped 5 times a week beginning in 1972 didn't change much. The same mustard avocado and tangerine color scheme, the same Smithsonian-worthy showcase showdown wheel. Barker has died at the age of 99, according to his publicist Roger Neal. It is with profound sadness that we announce that the world's greatest MC who ever lived, Bob Barker, has left us, Neal said Saturday in a statement provided to USA Today. Barker died of natural causes at his longtime Hollywood Hills, California home, Neal said. In a town where longevity is rare, Barker broke records for stamina. As Price, which became synonymous with Barker, emerged as TV's longest-running game show, Barker eclipsed Johnny Carson as the medium's most resilient host. In an industry where trendiness trumps reliability, Barker was unusual in that he did one thing, and he did it very well, for decades. Barker won 18 Daytime Emmys, as well as a Daytime Emmy Award for Lifetime Achievement in 1999. In early 2004, he was inducted into the Television Academy Hall of Fame. Guinness World Records twice named him TV's most durable performer. Drew Carey, Adam Sandler pay tribute to Bob Barker, the man, the myth, the best. Barker retired from The Price is Right in June 2007. During his 35 years as host, he missed only 1 taping of 4 episodes, and he made several guest appearances with the new host, Drew Carey, who remembered him on X, formerly Twitter, with a shared photo of one of those guest spots and a broken heart emoji. Very sad day for the Price is Right family and animal lovers all over the world. Carey wrote, "There hasn't been a day on set that I didn't think of Bob Barker and thank him. I will carry his memory in my heart forever." Adam Sandler, who famously shared the movie screen with Barker in Happy Gilmore, added on X, "The man, the myth, the best. Such a sweet, funny guy to hang out with. Loved talking to him. Loved laughing with him. Loved him kicking the crap out of me. Thanks for all you gave us." Barker had health issues in recent years. He fell outside his home in 2015 and passing police officers called an ambulance. He fell again inside his home in 2017. The following year, he was hospitalized twice for back pain. In December 2018, he quietly marked his milestone 95th birthday. He's still recuperating from his back issues. Barker's representative William Prappas told USA Today at the time, "He's improving. It's a bit of a slow process, but all the signs are pointing to a good recovery, and so he'll just keep doing what he's doing." Next season, new home. The Price is Right says goodbye to Studio 33 after 50 years. Barker's Price was as comfortable and unpretentious as the three-piece living room sets he gave away. It's like a security blanket, Barker told USA Today in 2001. You can turn on your television set, and there's something that you remember from the very beginning. The same could be said for Barker himself. It's like, there's good old Bob. Price producer Roger Dockowitz once said, all must be well in the world, because Bob is still on TV, and I've been watching him since I was in the arms of my mother. Born December 12, 1923, Barker grew up on South Dakota's Rosebud Indian Reservation, where his widowed mother was a teacher. After a stint in the Navy as a World War II fighter pilot, Barker attended Drury College in Springfield, Missouri, while working for a local radio station. Radio and TV jobs in Palm Beach, Florida, and Southern California led to Barker's big break in 1956, when he was plucked to host the TV game show Truth or Consequences. On the first day of taping, the theater marquee read "Free Donuts and Bob Barker." The gig lasted 18 seasons, first on NBC and then in syndication, and Barker assumed top billing in the world of the 1960s. Barker narrated the Pillsbury Bake Off for 16 years and the Tournament of Roses Parade for 19 years. For 22 years until 1987, Barker served as host of the Miss USA and Miss Universe pageants. His tenure there ended abruptly when he found out the contestants would model furs during the swimsuit competition, a violation of his staunch animal rights advocacy. A strict vegetarian, Barker turned his views into a hallmark of Price, exhorting the audience at the end of each show to help control the pet population by getting their pets spayed or neutered. In 2001, his production company donated $500,000 to Harvard Law School to support research and teaching on animal rights law. In 1996, Barker made his feature acting debut in Happy Gilmore, in which he made use of his black belt in karate by clobbering Sandler. When moviegoers clamored for more of Barker on the big screen, he offered a typically cheeky explanation. I refuse to do nude scenes. I don't want to be just another beautiful body. Happy Gilmore garnered him a whole new fan base, which the Price audience began to reflect as hordes of vacationing college students competed with housewives and retirees to come on down to Contestants Row, courting their small-screen grandfather with shirts and posters emblazoned with such understatements as "Bob is fine." The biggest winner in Price history during Barker's tenure was Vickian Krobak-Sadowski, who won $147,517 in cash and prizes in 2006. The show's camp value proved irresistible to Generation Y. The Price is Right seemed so unself-conscious of its profound squareness, said Robert Thompson, who teaches TV's role in pop culture at Syracuse University. Barker's last generation of fans watched him with their tongues rammed in their cheeks, their elbows rammed into their neighbors, Thompson said. Remembering Bob Barker, why this game show fan thought The Price is Right host was aces. Indeed, of all his broadcasting achievements, it was Price that defined Barker, who boasted that he knew all of the show's 70-plus games, from Plinko to Hole-in-One, well enough to render cue cards unnecessary. The formula worked by taking a task everyone could relate to, shopping, be it for an antacid or an automobile, and injecting humor and sport into it. What I try to do is have fun with the audience and get laughs. Make it a big party, Barker told the St. Petersburg Times in 2003. He added perspective too. On our show, we don't solve the problems of the world, but hopefully we can help people forget their problems for an hour. Sometimes that came at the expense of other contestants. Perhaps the most famous moment in Price history occurred when a tube-top-clad woman came on down so exuberantly, her breasts popped out of her top. As Barker tells the story, at first he thought the audience's shrieks were for him. Then I realized no audience had loved me that much. Turning to then-announcer Johnny Olsen, Barker asked, "Johnny, what has happened out here?" Olsen replied, "Bob, this girl has given her all for you." Barker outlived his two veteran announcers, Olsen, who died in 1985, and Rod Roddy, who died in 2003. Other Price moments are more infamous, like the $8 million sexual harassment lawsuit filed in 1994 by longtime Barker's beauty and one-time paramour Diane Parkinson. Barker's wife, high school sweetheart Dorothy Jo Barker, died of cancer in October 1981. Barker denied the charges and Parkinson withdrew the suit a year later. In later years, other ex-Price models alleged age and weight discrimination, accusations Barker deemed unfounded. Barker even turned his sexual harassment woes into comedic fodder, shared with his studio audience once the cameras stopped rolling. His audience joshing didn't stop, not even during commercial breaks, when most hosts are smoking a cigarette behind the set, as his boss, Sid Vintage, put it to the Boston Globe. Barker bemoaned the lack of real people interaction by young talk show upstarts, whose guests are limited to professional talkers, not unrehearsed average Joes and Janes. As he told the Street Petersburg Times, "In what I do for a living, there's no substitute for experience. I don't care how much natural talent you may have." USA Today Live/entertainment reporter Olivia Barker, no relation to Bob Barker, died in 2014. Contributing, Aaron Jensen and Hannah Yasharoff. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our Died Gossip YouTube channel for more update news.